Hello, welcome, welcome. So, we're going to talk about altars. Okay, so this is a white tablecloth. I'm not sure what material it is, but the natural your material are, the materials that you use for your altars, the better. But if you don't have what you need right now, it's okay. The candle, the connection, all that is very important. So I have a couple things here. I have Florida water. This is used for cleansing. I also make my own personal spiritual sprays that I have activated. And I will make a video showing you how I do it, but I'm not going to tell you specifically what herbs I use. If you're starting out your spiritual journey, that's kind of like something you need to use your own discernment with your ancestors and your spirit guides on what you should use to cleanse. But anyways, white tablecloth. You're setting up your altar. It's so simple. White tablecloth, a glass of water. I don't have water, but I do have a glass, something like this. I got this from Dollar Tree. So you don't have to go expensive. You don't have to be super expensive. Tea light candle. I bought a pack of these for like, I think $8 for, I think there was like 50 in them or something like that. They're real cheap on Amazon. So tea light candle. You do this for a good 30 days. You're starting out your spiritual journey. You have a white tablecloth. You have a tea light candle. You have a glass of water. And then you have something to cleanse, kind of like I use the spray, but Florida water, this has Florida water and other herbs and stuff that I added and activated it. So, and I do sell this as well. And I use this, and you just spray on your, it's already been blessed. So spray it on your tablecloth, spray it on yourself from head to toe. Yes, I do spray this on myself. I don't put it directly on my skin, but I do put it on my head. So you spray that. And then also, you hear this noise. Spirits, they do like noise. You can use one of these. Or you can use a bell. I have a bell, but I don't feel like getting up. You guys get the gist. You're calling out to your ancestors. And you do your little shake, or whatever. You light your candle when you do that. So first you're going to find a little table for your altar. You're going to put the cloth. You're going to cleanse that table first. And let me just go ahead and give you a basic mixture for cleansing. Holy basil, holy water, if you can get holy water. If not, you can make your own holy water. And I'll probably do a whole nother YouTube page on how to do your own holy water. And then a pinch of pink Himalayan salt and Florida water. Praying over the water. And if you practice voodoo, other spiritual practices, you can find verses. I mean, this is optional because I know some people are very sensitive when it comes to the Bible and Christianity. Look, I grew up Pentecostal and I am far from Christian, but I do use some biblical terms to help activate the work that I do, and it works. And the Bible is an energy book. You could use the Old Testament, New Testament, whichever. There is power in words, and understanding that words are spells. You can never go wrong. You don't have to be a believer of, Jesus or whatever, to use the Bible for spiritual work. So that's a whole nother conversation that I will say for another video. However, since we're on the topic of altars, so when you are using water or things to cleanse, as far as like cleansing your body, cleansing yourself, cleansing your space, cleansing your altar, cleansing your home, you want to activate it with verbiage to kind of help bring the intent to life, right? So if, let's just say we're doing a cleanse, and mean, you can go with Psalms 94, Psalms 91. There's just so many Psalms, depending on specifically what you're trying to do. You find, and I highly recommend this book. I got it from Amazon. I don't sell it. So go to Amazon and get this book. Powers of the Psalms. There's so many topics. And they also tell you certain prayers that you can say over your altar as well. There's power in words. Separate the religion and the word. This is an energy book. The Bible, certain verses, they are energy words. There's meaning behind those words because people had to disguise their spiritual practices through the words of or that are in the Bible. So depending on your background, some people, they come from a background of hoodoo practice and they don't even know it. For me, voodoo practice, there's just so many other ATRs, and they had to disguise. If you understand the history of these ATRs, they had to disguise what they practice, so that way, there's slave masters or the other colonizers weren't suspicious of what they were doing because they could have gotten killed for these spiritual practices. But anyways, so that's pretty much it. You can use certain words to speak over your altar to help build that connection. And just understand that what you're doing, you think about your ancestors, think about your spirit guides, and think about God. You're not thinking about the characters in the Bible. You're not thinking about the Bible in biblical terms. You got to separate yourself from that. You need the verbiage so that way you can activate your work. You can activate your altar. You can connect better. There's power in words. But that's for people who have a background in ATRs. FYI, this is something that helps. But it's not for everybody. If you want to use it, you can use it. If not, by all means, do whatever you want to do. But your altar, if you want to put a Bible on your altar to activate that Bible to work in the way that you need it to work, put it on your altar. There is power in words, and you have that. If you have mastered that connection with the divine, you can get the Bible to do what you need it to do. And it has nothing to do with religion. Just saying. But anyways. All right. So wet cloth. Oh, my bad. Oh, I hit myself. Tea light candle. And a glass of water. There's no water in here, but use your imagination. And then a picture of whoever walks with you or past family members. And I probably may have to do another video. Actually, I'm going to do it over here. So not everybody should go on your altar. And I feel like that's something that's not talked about because certain family members, they may have passed away, but they haven't crossed over yet. And you can do one or two things. You can help elevate them and let them know they crossed over. And sometimes people are in the process of getting recycled and reincarnating back into the earth. So sometimes they don't need to be on your altar. But that's why it's so important to get an ancestral reading. So that way you know who walks with you. And so that way you'll know who to put on your altar, who to call on to, and you'll just be mindful of what ancestors of high vibration who's around you as well. And then the ones who are low vibrations are usually the people who had sudden deaths, who haven't crossed over, or who had a traumatic experience before they died. Those type of spirits, there's just so much, and I'll probably do it in another video of certain people who you should not put on your altar, but you can try to assist them to cross over and elevate their souls so that they can cross over and either try this life again in a different time, but be in that process and do it then. So you can do that. But that's about it with altars. Altars are so simple. It's so basic. You do not need the props. You don't need the expensive stuff. You don't need to make it cool. You just find a space in your home where there's not so many eyes or so many energies that are going back and forth. with your altars. And then another thing with your altars, you want to make sure it's in a space that's clean and that's free of clutter, free of debris, because that's going to be the space that you commune with every day. Hopefully, if you're starting out your journey, I highly recommend 30 days straight, 10 minutes a day. That's all you need. 5 to 10 minutes a day. You know, if you're in a rush, just show up. They will be very appreciative of that. And then also with your altar, make sure it's in a space where you don't frequent or other people frequent a lot. Some people will say, I don't have a space, or can I put an altar in my room? Yes, you can put an altar in your room. And then I highly recommend you put something in front of your altar, because if you got a picture of grandma facing your bed and you getting jiggy with it, I mean, think about it. Would you want your grandma to see you getting jiggy with it? All those spirits don't really relate to kind of like sex like that, because that's a human thing. Sex is a human thing. So they don't really relate to it anymore. Some people say they care. Some people, they say they don't care. I just would not like a picture of a family member across the room looking at me getting jiggy with it, you know? So I highly recommend either you put something in front of the altar, you cover the altar, you make like a little space box or whatever, however you want to do it. And that is your place to commune. And then you cover it up and you go about your business and you take it out whenever you need to. So you can have your altars in your room. What I don't recommend, and because your house can catch on fire, to have a working altar or shrine in your bedroom. Because if you're doing spiritual work, you're doing money magic, love magic, whatever type of work, it may be too much to do, because there's working activity in your room and you don't want to be in there asleep, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning when the veil is very thin, because it will disrupt your sleep. There's just so much energy circulating around. So I highly recommend that you're just mindful of what you do. If you're going to have an altar in your room, just know that at some point it will get annoying. And I'm just going to be real with you. It can get annoying because there's movement, there's energy, especially if you've been connecting with them for 30 days. So I highly recommend either put it in a closet, find a space, and also cover it up, and just make sure anytime you do spiritual work, money magic, sex magic, whatever magic, that you're not doing it in your bedroom. And also it's a fire hazard as well. So just be mindful of that. Okay, so I think that covers the basics of altars. Like I said, you can move on to the advanced ways of doing things, but all you need is a cleanser, a glass of water, white tablecloth, a tea light candle, and then a table, preferably wooden or glass. The more natural you go, the better. But if you can't, work with what you got, and I promise you, your ancestors and your spirit guides will make you find a way. And Nassau and Mary had a little lamb. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. And then also look in the comment section or the description of this video. I'm going to put my links up because I do readings as well. If that's something that you're interested in, you are more than welcome to book a reading with me. If you want to see me go live and do live readings as well, I do them for donations. You can click on my TikTok. If you have TikToks, go ahead and follow your girl, you know. Let's see. What else? What else? Okay, I think that's it. That's it.